This weekend, UFC, Leon Edwards versus Bilal Muhammad, Curtis Blades versus Tom Aspinall. Excellent double billing at the top of the card. We have a loaded card top to bottom, I think, in terms of depth and value. They actually did a pretty good job here. I like a ton of these matchups. Something that's very interesting that I've had my eye on, the money line and the betting market is all over Paddy Pimblett, right? They've brought the dog money in on him. I just checked it. It's like minus 115, minus 110 for Green. The betting market, the sharps, seem to be on Paddy. He came out today and said he has been dealing with an intense depression. His coach almost pulled him from the fight, and he has some other things going on outside the octagon. To me, that's a bigger indicator than any type of, I guess, betting market or movement in that regard. So I'm very curious to see how that situation plays out here. That's most definitely something I have my eye on. I still lean Bobby in that matchup, right? Just solely due to footwork and pedigree alone and everything's like that. Also, just a quick little jab here. If MMA math was real, Matt Hamill's the GOAT because he has the only win over John Jones, right?
I think I saw that video a
Yeah.
while ago, right? Yeah, that's funny you bring that up.
Yeah,
That's
it all
funny.
goes back to Matt Hamill, and the 12-6 elbows just got unoutlawed
Yeah,
today. They just got legalized.
no, but I feel like it's gonna take a long time till we really see it intentionally because it's so ingrained in most people's minds now that it's just not a legal move. And then plus to be in that particular position, I mean, I could be wrong. We could see a 12-6. I'd be surprised if there wasn't a prop on FanDuel. Is there a finish by 12-6 elbow
Oh yeah, no,
in
I'm
the
sure.
upcoming event the first time it's legal? But uh, yeah, as far as the Patty Pimblett thing, from what I saw, yeah, that was 3 weeks ago. His coach was going to pull him, but again, when I most fighters don't have very stable personal lives, I would say. And this is combat sports after all. It's a bit of a different pickle than other sports. So, in my opinion, anything to do with personal life and not directly with the sport, I feel like really won't shouldn't have much bearing on an MMA fight. If this is other sports, we know whenever it's anything like that, guys will go on leave uh, for a week. It's happened before. There's a player won. Oh wait, no, it was it Lane? I want to say it was Lane Johnson from the Eagles last year. He had a whole thing where he stepped away from the game for like 2, 3 weeks. He was considering retiring. He came back. Not much was said about it, and he spoke on it later in the season. He was thinking about retiring. He was heavily depressed, all that, and then he had a fantastic year. So a lot of, I feel like if it was that much of a factor, he would have pulled out from the fight, and we wouldn't be reading about it now as a story. The fact that he's still in there, it's probably more of a motivator. But again, that all that shit goes out the window in a MMA fight. You know what I mean? Bobby Green's not going to give a shit about what he's going through. He's coming at him all the way, and Patty's getting in a cage. If there's any doubt, because any coach of a fighter would know any doubt in their fighter, they're not going to put them in there, not even if it comes up night of. You know what I mean? Because that's the worst position a guy could be in if he's not even confident going into the cage. But if he's still working and the fight's on, I would personally consider it a no factor.
Yeah, so that's definitely something I'm kind of maybe I look at it, maybe I don't. It's always nice when we have the conflicting opinions here because it's like we said earlier, you got to come to your own conclusions, right? At the end of the day, it's just you. All you
Yeah,
got is you when it comes to the sports betting stuff.
yeah.
Wild, wild world out there.
Well, and it's a 50-50
Fight, yeah.
odds that they have it on too. So for that, for me personally, to go back to what you said before, there ain't no juice, and it's if you think you're finding the right lean on it, chances are the odds makers. Again, if you look at that list of fights up and down, there's not many that are split, and that's one of the fights they have split. Uh, might be a fight of the night candidate, if I'm being honest with you, but to pick a winner out of that one, no shot out of me. I got no lean on that for you.
I lean Bobby in that one because that's what I would have told you coming into this fight, and I'm just gonna stand on business there, as the kids would say.
I
Almost
leaned I wanted to lean Bobby last time out, but I leaned on Jim Miller and we saw how that fucking went. So and it's a strong performance that he's coming off of, and compared to Patty's last performance, not impressive at all. So he's definitely got more steam coming in this one, that's for sure.
Indeed, he does. A lot of people think Paddy's due for some exposing. We'll see. Also, just looking at the rest of his cards, something else I just found interesting. Manel Kape versus Muhammad Mukayev got bumped from the main card to the prelims and out of the early prelims. So I just wonder behind the scenes what's going on there. I don't think the UFC would do that because they've been so high on Makayev, giving him these like, featured spots. I'm very curious as to why they're doing that now. Maybe Cop came in out of shape. Maybe they think Makayev's just gonna wrestle fuck him for like 3 rounds and it's gonna be like boring. We'll see. So that's just something in general that, gets my spidey senses going. Other than that, though, to your point, somewhat difficult card to look at. Many of these odds wise are not close. The two main event fights. Vegas, it looks like they're very confident in Aspinall. They're fairly confident in Leon. I myself, I had the theory coming in that that's going to be the most popular parlay of the night, right? Both the British champions take it in the UK. I think the bust the parlays, the bookies would very much like one of them to lose. I don't know which one will, or if I'm confident saying one of them will, but that's just a little theory I had in the back of my head for anybody who's looking to smack that parlay, Aspinall and Leon to pay for your mortgage. Maybe hold off on that. So those are my overall general betting thoughts on the card. Just looking throughout here. We have some wild fights. We have Mick Parkin at like a over 3-1 odds or some shit like that. We got fucking
Meatballs on there.
yeah, meatballs on there. Yeah, so it's interesting
I,
card,
I
so to
want to
speak.
say she's like minus 300. I don't know if you have the odds in front of you on your side.
I'm
I
gonna
know
pull
she
best
she
fight
was
odds up.
she was listed quite high.
We're still doing that, huh? In the year of our Lord 2024, 3-1 on Molly McCann. That and Oban Elliott is a slight dog, so that's I like that. I may take that. I don't know. He got fucking he took a lot of damage in his last fight, but he was able to pull it out, get the victory, so we'll see. That was against Val Woodburn, I believe, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so very interesting card. Those are just my general thoughts. Not gonna lie, bit of a hard one, so we'll see what happens.
You got me feeling lucky. I'm putting everything on black.